Today we're going to look at baking in the Philips all-in-one cooker. So there are many different functions that you can do with this wonderful product. In the recipe book, if you turn to the baking section, most of the recipes revolve around cakes, which is fabulous because I love cakes. So find a recipe that appeals to you and give it a try because it cooks beautifully in this product, in this machine. So remove the lid, and first thing that you'll need to do is grab some cooking spray, so something with a very light flavour because you don't want it to interfere with your cake batter, and just give that inner pot a light coating, a light spray, and pop it back in. Once you've mixed your cake mixture together, pour it straight into that inner pot and press the bake function. Normally about 45 minutes later, the magic has happened and you can enjoy a beautiful, fresh, homemade cake. So I'll need to grab a spatula and just get the rest of that batter out. Smooth the top of it over in the inner pot because of course we want it to rise beautifully just as you would in a normal baking dish or a normal cake tin in an oven. So smooth the top over so that you're getting a really nice finish in terms of the shape. And get it to fill all the way out to the edges. So using that spatula, something nice and soft to create a really nice soft flow. And I'll show you that batter. That's it in there for the orange and poppy seed cake. Pop that back in, again smoothing it out. There we go. Lid on. Now what we're going to do with the lid this time is put the seal onto bake. We want all of that excess moisture to come out so that you get that baked flavour and that baked texture within that cake. So going on to the functions here, you've got a bake button, which if you press it, it automatically goes onto a 45-minute default. Press the start button and away you go. In 45 minutes you can have a beautiful homemade fresh cake. So 45 minutes has now passed and we're onto the keeping warm mode on the all-in-one system. So we remove the lid. Wow, that cake looks just beautiful. Take the inner pot out with something that's heat resistant because it still will be quite warm. And I'm going to turn this out onto a serving plate. Again, use the tea towel because it will be warm. So flipping that upside down, I can hear that that's completely removed. And that's because I use that cooking spray to ensure that even though it's a textured coating, a non-stick coating, it really will come out of that inner pot really simply and easily. You don't want to break that cake up and you don't want to have to wait for it to completely cool to be able to remove it. So flip that over there. Fresh orange and poppy seed cake. Now I've made some fresh icing with some cream cheese, some butter, some icing sugar, and some fresh orange juice, and a little bit of orange zest in there with that icing. It's just lovely. So I'll sprinkle that on. Rustic again. I'm all about rustic. I like things to look homemade rather than store-bought. You know that there's been a little bit of love and care put into every single product that you either take to a friend's home or serve to your family or sit down and enjoy for yourself. So that's the simple bake function on the all-in-one Philips cooker.